because you can't go, as a parent, you can't go swing for them, you can't go pitch for them, you can't go run for them. So failure is what you want, because if you fail, then I'm able to correct failure. If you come out here and show me nothing but fake swings and 80% and 70% effort, I can't correct that. I need 100% effort in failure.
Timothy Ramon, founder of Hustle Nation, coach of Hustle National 2K11 and Hustle Premier 2K13.
Coach Ramon also pitched D1 college baseball for the University of Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns.
Today we are here with Coach Ramon, founder of Hustle Nation, and we're going to be asking him 3 questions. Question number 1, Coach Ramon, can you tell us how you got into coaching?
I got into coaching because I started playing ball since I was 9 years old, and it's a passion of mine to teach other players, softball and baseball players, to hopefully experience the same experience I did when I played ball. It's the camaraderie and the friendship that you build within people you'll never know from different states, from different countries, and it's just something. It's a good net worth as you grow and you help yourself and help each other in life. So, for example, some of my ex-teammates, one is actually a coach of mine, Brian Schmidt, but I got ex-teammates that are lawyers, that are doctors and engineers, and anytime we need to help each other, it's an old teammate, so it's a brotherhood. So I kind of want to experience that for everybody else as well.
Question number 2. What would you say is the most difficult aspect of coaching young female athletes?
To me, honestly, it's not difficult to me in a sense, because I have a certain way of coaching and I don't defer from it. I have one way and it's my way, and I don't belittle kids. I'm an aggressive, I'm a hard coach, and I coach hard, but it's not that it's hard to coach the girls or young athletes. It's really the difficult thing is teaching the parents, especially in select ball. It's not the girls, it's not the players, it's the parents to understand it, to let go and be able to understand that your kid is in good hands, and to let the coach do his job. That's usually really the issue. It's not the players. The players, nothing wrong with them. The players are there to learn. I'm there to teach. It's when the parents get involved when they shouldn't. They have to understand that this is not rec ball. We're doing select ball. We're going to be coached. The players are going to be coached hard. We're going to hold them a lot more accountable. We're going to have fun doing it, but we're going to do it with discipline, right? We're going to have to teach them when and when not to clown around and stuff like that. That's all it is, to understand to respect the game and the small details, right? So I guess the way I see it, it's not difficult to teach young kids. It's more difficult in select ball to teach the parents to let go and let the coaches do their job. So
Thank you. Okay, last question with me. What's your biggest challenge when you're trying to establish a team's culture?
Well, that is the biggest challenge in any team. You're going to take strangers and put them together, and they all are raised differently. They come from different financial statuses. They come from different, neighborhoods. Some are very luxurious. Some are I say from the hood, I should say. They come from poverty. Some come from money, right? So when you entwine them, and you got to try and say, hey, our culture is family. Our culture is to be able to understand and help one another, regardless of what your financial status is, what your educational status is. It does not matter. So the hardest thing is to keep the culture in the team, is the camaraderie, right? So biggest thing I do is we go out to eat. We might have practice. We cook burgers. We stay involved. Especially some of the players are very quiet. So I'm the guy that will, hey, no one else is talking, you're going to talk. I need you to speak up. This is not a library. And therefore, the same way goes to the parents. Some like to stay away. I'm the person that's going to bring them out, get them to speak up, get them to get comfortable with one another. And once you create that type of culture, that's when you have a very strong team, because the parents are on the same game plan that you have for the players, right? And once they understand your method, when you understand your philosophy and they believe in your philosophy and they trust you, then camaraderie and culture is unbelievable. And that's how you build strong teams. I don't care how athletic the team is. I don't care how good the team is. The team will not play well if the culture of the team is not correct. It's got to be a family-oriented culture.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we have a few more questions, Coach. Number 4, what is your approach with parents in regards to your expectations?
Well, every parent has an expectation for their kid. Every parent wants and truly not all understand the expectations and the capabilities of their kids' capabilities is what it is. So the expectations of a parent is basically, if you come to me and understand my resume, understand my background, it's not even about the parents' expectations, it's my expectation. I'm the one coaching. I'm the one getting the girls to the level that they need to be. I'm not here to just, hey, let's get a pizza party, let's just have fun. No, my job is to teach. That's what my job is. So I should say my expectation of the parents is just not get in the way. See, the biggest problem with the expectations of parents is they get unrealistic of the capabilities of what their kid can do. So when their expectations are too high and it's unrealistic, it gets in the way of what the coach is trying to do, right? Because it takes steps. It's a process. And everybody wants to always say, trust the process, trust the process. Well, the process is the coach, right? The coach is what creates the process. If you have a coach that is not knowledgeable, what process is it? What are they teaching? Nothing. If you have a coach that is very knowledgeable and is able to teach, and not just because, hey, they played Division I, they played over here, played over there, that doesn't mean anything, because the key is, are you able to coach? Are you still able to communicate to the younger age group and get them to do what you want them to do? Hold them accountable, get the level high, and then help the kid to reach that level. So expectations of the parents, of course, everyone wants them to be very successful. But the hardest thing for them is that a lot of them aren't realistic of the capabilities of the kid. So again, it goes back to the other question we had is trust and let go and let that coach do his job, right? And at the same time, it's step away, because you can't go, as a parent, you can't go swing for them, you can't go pitch for them, you can't go run for them. So failure is what you want. Because if you fail, then I'm able to correct failure. If you come out here and show me nothing but fake swings and 80% and 70% effort, I can't correct that. I need 100% effort in failure. So I know it gets a little tricky, but that comes with all kinds of expectations from the parents. Trust the process of the experienced coach that understands to coach and get the knowledge and communicate with the kid, or the player, I should say.
Okay, thank you. Next question. What is your favorite thing about softball?
I guess my favorite thing about softball, honestly, and playing baseball and stuff, is how fast softball really is. It was a shock when I started coaching softball, and I was like, wow. Baseball, you can go out there and do 2 shuffles, throw the ball, and softball, you really can't. You don't have that much time. But I think the understanding of me coming from the baseball side to the softball side is say, hey, just because that's somebody's little princess, don't think they can't play, right? Don't think they're not an athlete. Don't think that they're not better than a guy, because they are. And I see it every day. There's times where I'm like, you don't want, your baseball team doesn't want to play my softball team. You're not going to beat them. You're not going to win, And to me, I love softball because it's the competitiveness in it, and you're teaching girls that at one point was never actually allowed to compete at that level, and you're teaching them how to compete, because at the end of the day, it's not just about the game, it's about life. So you're going to teach them how to compete for whatever they want, right? So I think softball, it's fast, it's different, because you never thought, my little princess is going to be able to run or throw that hard or hit that hard, and I was waiting for my little boy to do it, but now it's my little girl that's doing it. So, I love it. Honestly, I really do. I actually love coaching softball better than baseball right now. I truly do.
Okay, thank you. Last question. Where do you see women's softball 5 years from now?
I think women's softball is just it's a growing sport. People are starting to accept the fact again that they're athletes. A lot of people like to see the competitiveness. I see, the biggest thing when I was growing up is I loved watching basketball girls play because they were aggressive. There's no telling, don't push here, because they're pushing back, right? And I think that's what I like here now and in 5 years, this sport continues to grow, because you see a lot of parents giving time and effort to the growth of their kids. And, it's becoming a reality of a lot of coaches going into the softball side and understanding, like, hey, why not softball? Why not my little princess? And at the end of the day, is if you can get an education paid for, regardless if it's athletic or academic, it's huge. Because, when I played baseball, it was all about the signing bonus. Hey, I want to get drafted. I want to see how much money I can make. That's not the intent here. At the end of the day, I got my bachelor's, paid for all through scholarships. So it's the same thing with softball, but it's not even about Power 6 or anything like that. It's, hey, can I go get an education, regardless if it's Division III, Division I, II, NAIA, private. It doesn't really matter. So I think it's huge, and especially in the next 5 years. There's just the athletes and the effort that parents are investing in the kids and the time. It's going to continue to grow, and I love it. It's starting to be televised a lot more, and I don't think it's going to slow down.
Okay, thank you for answering our questions.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and follow us on TikTok and YouTube.